Hi, guys, and welcome into another episode. It's episode 3 at this point of locking in for 2026, my year of finding balance. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you love my background. It's like the Eiffel Tower is outside my window. And funny enough, I have my Paris sweatshirt on. But if you're just listening, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. So, today I'm just going to talk about my update. It's been one full official week of me locking in. I don't want to say locking back in, but locking in, right, to my health, right? Locking in to my 2026 journey of focusing on my health, but in a different way, right? And so I just want to share that with you, how it went and what came up and all that. Because if you are also joining me on this journey, first, I'd love to hear how your weeks are going and what you're struggling with or what you're doing well with and all the things. Because we're here doing this together. You're not alone. And that's the biggest thing in terms of why I'm doing this, is because I want you to not feel alone. It sucks to feel alone on this, especially when nobody else understands how fucking hard it is, right? Like, not everyone gets it to this level. And if you have a past, like I have, struggled with eating disorders, like all the things, then you're even more so not alone. I get you. I feel you. You're my peeps. But this week went really well, actually. It was really easy, I'll say. And I'll say it's that way because my mentality has changed so much from, other years past. And like I'd said at the beginning of this, like I had done all the work, the inner work. And so my mentality is that I'm supporting my body, I'm feeling good, I am going into consistency with my body because she right now needs a break. So I'm not thinking of when am I going to have a cheat day, right? Like I hate that fucking word. Like I hate it with a passion. But when am I going to indulge? When am I going to, like, I'm not thinking in that way because my brain right now is focused on how can I support myself to feel better? Because before this, I felt like ass, right? Like my anxiety had crept back in. Like I was always in fight or flight mode. I was thinking every little pain and twitch was meaning I'm dying. Like it was really rocky. And if you struggle with anxiety, dare I say in the same way I do, because I don't honestly know if everybody uh, has anxiety the same way I do. I don't know if it translates to everybody, and I doubt it does, but I don't know how it feels to everybody else because I'm me. I feel only in my body. And I know we use that term anxiety and we like flop it around all over the place, but that's how I experienced it. So if you experience anxiety, I would love to hear how you experience it within your body. So I can learn from you and understand, or just to be like, hey, yeah, I feel you. It's the same fucking thing, right? But like it was at an all-time high, right? It feels terrible when you're always in that bracing mode, fight or flight, right? It just sucks, right? And when you have an experience of not having that, like the 2 months I did when I had began to lock in, right after I got my labs done and started taking my supplements and started changing my eating habits, right? When it went away. So when you don't have it and then it comes back and you're just like, what the fuck did I do to myself? Right. It's kind of like back in the day when I lost 60 pounds and then I gained it all back. And I was like, what did I do to myself? Like, whoa, right? And it's funny because it feels like it happens like that, but it really doesn't happen like that. It's a process, right? And I feel like I was reflecting on it this week too. I was thinking that, we kind of get daring a little bit, right? When we start to feel good and we don't feel bad and we don't need to take actions to take care of immediate pain and discomfort, right? Then the decisions start to be like almost tempting it or testing it. I don't know if it's like that for you, but it always has been for me, where it's like, well, let me see if I eat my old ways, eat how I used to, don't diet, like whatever, eat more carbs, eat more fat, like whatever type of diet you ever did. I've done them all. I've done them all. I feel like anyway, a lot of them. I would, try to test fate, like, okay, I'm gonna eat this way, and then check in. Oh, I didn't feel like shit. Okay, well, I'm going to keep eating bad, right? Like, and that's why it has to be a mindset shift. It can't be I'm doing this to get something out of it, right? It has to be a journey, and it has to be a mindset shift in the direction of I'm doing this because I love myself. I want to support my body. And it doesn't have an end goal in mind. I mean, because you support and love your body and want to feel good, I would imagine for the rest of your life. I know I do, right? But I just noticed it used to be that way too. And the same way with a scale is like I would lose the weight and I'd eat like a treat or an indulgence, something off plan, have a cheat day, maybe gain a pound, maybe not gain anything, and then be like, oh, okay, well, I didn't gain anything. So I guess I can eat that way again, right? Because I didn't shift my identity. I didn't change my identity, but I kept like testing the button, like pushing the button, right? To see what would happen. And then if nothing did, then it would give me permission to like eat like shit again, right? And I lived like that for such a long time. But it's so interesting, I feel like, to reflect back on that. I've been doing a lot of reflecting this week, in case you can't tell. And I was just like, wow. So, now I'm not trying to test it. I'm not going to test it. I'm doing this to feel better. So anxiety, my point was, anxiety has, dare I say, knock on wood, gone away. It's leveled out, right? Because I've been changing my eating, like I've told you before. And I don't want you to focus on what I am doing and then copy that. What I want you to understand is that I'm doing what I know feels good in my body. Now, I do think that sugar is not an amazing thing to consume on the daily, on the regular. Do I want to villainize it? Fuck no, because I don't villainize food, right? I don't think it's healthy to villainize food at all. I feel like that's a whole can of worms, and it definitely doesn't help eating disorders. But I feel like we're not meant to eat it all the time, right? The body is not, it doesn't like it all the time, right? So, by not having the sugar, right? That was the thing. I was like, I'm done, because I also really overindulged with sugar over the holidays, like lots of it, where I was just sugared out. And I was like, it's just time, right? But got rid of the sugar and then got rid of the gluten, right? That's where my two things, because I know gluten doesn't make me feel very good. Like it makes my stomach really bloated, really sore, really tender, like in a combination with the fucking sugar, like it's like a shitstorm, right? So not a good thing. So those are the two things I omitted, but I'm still doing the seed oils, right? That are, I know, highly inflammatory, but still I haven't taken those completely out. And I say out, I'm not like eating spoonfuls of it, but am consuming products that have it in it. Like I've been really enjoying the Protein Quest chips. For me, it's a nice little addition to add to like some chicken salad, some tuna salad, so I can get some protein. I love mayonnaise, like a huge lemon, and I have my chips alongside, so it doesn't feel like deprivation to me. It's tasty. I get my protein in, right? Not top clean qualities, mind you, but this is how I maintain, like I told you before, maintain nervous system safety instead of the alarm, alert, alert, she's dieting. It's not safe. Let's not do this. Abort, abort. Have her go back and start craving. Have her want to go and eat all the things, right? Like I don't do that anymore. So that's how I tiptoe. And then dairy, it's inflammatory as well, but I enjoy my coffee and I enjoy cream in it. So I'm still doing that, right? So my like platform, my little podium is, you do what you need to do for you. These are things that I've done because I know in my body they don't feel so excellent being there. So the top two offenders, I was like, let me just get rid of them, right? And then let me take my supplements. And my supplements that I take are all based off of what I was deficient in my labs. And I did have to order some more. So I'm not fully taking my full supplement regime, but I did start. And it's just stuff for my hormones, like DHEA, like estrogen, right? Those kind of things. Like it's stuff to support that, right? And then vitamin D. I'm taking calcium, magnesium. I'm taking a really good probiotic. What else do I take? I'm taking a lot. Taking Trigonda, right? Which that was the one I was out of, but I have I have ones that are supporting my nervous system, supporting my cortisol in terms of decreasing it. So I'm taking these ones that help as well. But even if you just tackle food, I feel like it makes a huge difference, right? And I feel like also on that topic of supplements, because the mindset used to be supplements like you got to take them and you stay on them forever. No, I look at it like I'm doing to support my body. They are there to support my body as well. And because my labs shown that I was depleted in a lot of different minerals and I had issues with hormones. And again, I'm in perimenopause I'm trying to support myself into being in a healthy menopause situation, right? Where I'm supporting my body so it can do what it naturally needs to do because it's not lacking anything, right? Then I'm taking the supplements for that purpose because it's a support system. It's supporting me until I can get things back in balance. And in order to find that out, yes, I'll have to take more labs. And I'm a huge proponent of labs. I'm not a doctor. I can't recommend anything to you. But if I was talking to you like my bestie, I would be like, girl, like go to a doctor, like go to a natural doctor. Hope like a naturopath doctor or a functional medicine doctor. Those would be my personal tops because of my own personal experiences in life. Um, and get yourself a full panel or work with people like I am with my little bestie, my little soul sister who does that for a living. She deals with women's hormones. She does labs. She's amazing and great. And like have that support because you don't know what you don't know. And it really was important to me to know. And so this week, right, back to my supplement regime, took out those things to start. And I have felt much, much better. Like I said, anxiety, like pretty much gone, I would say at this point. I used to wake up like super fucking stiff, like so stiff. Hold on, let me get a sip. Gotta stay hydrated. Um, and like 70 years old in a 45-year-old body, like waking up super stiff, sore, like hobbling, even getting out of my car, right? Granted, I do need to add some flexibility in my life. I do need to stretch because I do a lot of sitting because I'm on the computer a lot, on my phone a lot, right? It's the nature of working online. But like I was so damn stiff. And so my body has released the tension, released the inflammation, therefore I can move better. And I'm going to expect it just to continue to get better and better and better. But those are just the first week, is what I'm trying to tell you. So I have seen improvements that I need, that I want, like my arm too used to go numb. I'm telling you, not the best, right? Like I could tell you all sorts of things that'd be embarrassing that didn't really feel good, but my arm would go numb, especially sleeping on it, like pins and needles. And I'm like, oh my God. And that hasn't happened all week, right? Less inflammation. I'm telling you, people, like lower your inflammation, life so much better, right? So yeah, that's what I really focused on. That's what I really did. I didn't have a problem with it because again, like I told you, my mindset was focused on, I'm here to support my body. I'm here to feel good because I didn't feel good and I want to feel good, right? That's obviously my number one motivation. And that's why this whole journey, this whole podcast will be great because as soon as I'm feeling better, even after a month in, I'm feeling even better than I feel better today. We're going to see what's going to come up for me and how I'm going to continue to lock in and what I'm going to need to do to help myself to, continue on this journey. I don't want to say end this journey, but end 2026 in my most balanced, supportive of my body year, right? And it's going to feel amazing. But I know that it's not going to be as easy as this first week, right? Because my motivator was, I'm starting to feel better. And once you do that, you're like, oh my God, thank God. Whew, feeling better. Yes, praise Jesus. Hallelujah. Right. So that was good for me. The only thing that did come up for me this week was, of course, like the second day in, my daughters, they want to go do boba. And I'm like in my head having this mental, thing of, do I have it? Do I not? Because it was from the space of, I want to have balance in my life, right? Because I don't want to, this is not about deprivation. This is about learning and maintaining life, right? With feeling good and having health journey and all the things, right? Cleaning up you just feeling that, like all the things, right? Because we don't live in a vacuum, right? There is yummy treats out there. Like I love to eat. I love treats. I love boba. I enjoy me a boba, right? If you enjoy boba, what's your favorite flavor? Mine's just plain milk tea, but so good and sugary. But I do enjoy it, right? And so it's not about me not allowing anything, right? But I think, like I told you in the impromptu episode I had earlier, because I really wanted to share it, I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it because right now my body needs consistency. It needs me to lock in. It needs me to love her. And I'm going to honor that commitment and I'm going to honor that. And I'm not going to self abandon like I normally would and be like, all right, peace out, sucker. I'm going to go have my boba tea. You feel like shit. And then tomorrow we'll catch up, right? Like, no, that's not going to happen, right? Because I am learning also in 2026 how to stay with myself when I feel pressure in health journey, but also in my business and my relationships and all areas of my life, right? Learning how to stay with myself in those moments. And that's something I never learned how to do. I always ran, I would eat, right? I would overshop, I would like binge, I would do anything to just associate, to move on, to get away, right? That's been my MO. And so this year is going to be an amazing year. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's a great journey and it's going to be just amazing. I know it's going to be amazing. And I'm so excited you're along for the ride. I'm so excited that we can be here together, having these conversations, being real with each other, being authentic, and supporting each other in the same ways, different ways, or along the way. So if you ever have any questions for me, you have anything you want me to specifically talk about in any episode, happy to do so. But going forward, I'm just going to check in with you and share off the cuff every week. And so far this week, that was my thing that popped up was the boba tea right out of the gate, like always, right? And tonight we're going to go have pho. And I already have a game plan in my head, right? I'm like, okay, well, what I can have and what I'm going to choose to have, because that's part of life is finding things that because I love to eat, finding things that I like to eat that are also good for my body. Not in, oh, they have the vitamins and minerals, but good that won't cause more inflammation, won't make me feel like crap. Because again, that's my motivation. That's my end goal. That's what I want. I feel like a lot of people, don't want to feel like crap and we just don't realize it until we really don't feel like crap. But no, we don't realize it until we start feeling good, right? It's kind of like you don't know how great it feels to feel like less weight in your body. Like I'm talking about like when you lose weight and you feel lighter, like if you've not experienced that, like that feels pretty damn good. And you're like, oh, this, and then you gain the weight and you feel heavy, but you don't really notice it, right? I remember those days where I just all of a sudden like, oh my God, I feel so much lighter today. I feel like pep in my step, right? Like maybe energy, but also physical, feelings, right? The weight, the physical weight. And those are the things that are motivating, that move you forward, that keep you locked in, that keep you grounded, right? And so these are the things we want to focus on, right? We don't want to focus on lack. We want to focus on abundance. We want to focus on what we have more. We want to focus on like gratitude, not what we don't have, right? Because that only breeds more of that stuff, right? So we want to feel good this 2026. We want to live lives free of the vices that we have. Like, at least I do. And if you're listening to this, you probably do too. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because your girl can ramble on and on and on and talk about absolutely nothing, but talk about absolutely everything all at the same time. But that was my week. So fingers crossed to another week that it's easy. It feels good. And I continue to literally physically feel good. But that I have a lot more lessons and epiphanies, because that's also what it's about. It's about unraveling the shit that you have underneath all these layers of what had built up with these habits. And it's worth it too. So I love you guys. Peace out. I'll catch you next week. I hope you have a great week. And yeah, I love you so much. Bye.